hello, this is Richard Pokey fan, video game collector slash voice actor fan, and all that jazz. It's that time of year again, or time of month, whatever you like to call it. It's video game pickups time for February of 2023. And this is a bit of an interesting one because in this video you will notice that there's a bit of a pattern going on. And what sort of pattern? Well, you're going to find out soon enough. So without any further ado, let's get on with the collection pickups thingy, shall we? So first up, if you may remember in the previous, I think a pickup, I got another one of those Tomy talking Pikachu toys up there, which is the same one as this little fella who has been in pretty much all the videos. And what do you know? It turns out I found another one on eBay, which is very nice to have. So I've got 3 of these little fellas now. And he's in very nice condition, seems he's been well kept and all that. It doesn't have the sound box thing like the other ones, though. Whether that doesn't really matter too much to me. So yeah, 3 of these cute little fellas. Makes me want to pick up more of them and just have a whole library of these Pikachus together. All happy and as free can be. So they can just sit there for a second. Right, so on a couple of days ago, I decided to go out to Doncaster, and I actually really enjoyed it there. It was a bit of a not exactly strong start because we actually missed the bus when we first got there. So to pass the time, we decided to just get a bunch of random stuff or just look around in CX and stuff like that. But first up, I looked in a recent bookstore that's opened in my town, like a charity bookstore or something. It's interesting because you can actually get books for free and then you actually like give some money to charity, which I think is how it works. So I had a quick look around, and here I have is The Chase, the 10th anniversary quiz book. So yeah, if you're wondering, game shows seems to be the particular theme of this pickup because I've been going a bit game show crazy recently, just watching a bunch of random like repeats on challenge and stuff, like Millionaire, Bullseye, Catchphrase, all of that sort of stuff, because I actually really loved watching them back in the day. And I actually did have some quiz books. I didn't have this one though. But yeah, this one is a 10th anniversary quiz book of The Chase. It's got all sorts of different questions from different shows and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're a fan of The Chase, this might be a nice one to have in your collection. Nice hardback as well. Then I had a look in CEX. I was only there to basically pick up one game, which actually I'll show you what the one game is now. It's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on the PS4. And if you're wondering, Millionaire is actually one of my all-time favorite game shows. And this isn't the only Millionaire thing. You're going to be seeing a bit more in this one in a moment. But yeah, this is the more recent one. It's on different consoles like Xbox, Nintendo Switch, the PS5 as well. And just all over the place. And then I also got a DS game from there. This one is a cheapo, but it's not one that you see too. It's not one that I see too often. It's Sega Presents Touch Darts for £1. It's basically darts on your DS. And there's also, I think, the PDC one. But honestly, I think this one just sticks out more to me. Actually, all of these games, I was going to constantly say complete. Pretty much all of these games are complete, except for one. And I will mention that when we get to it. So yeah, afterwards, we finally managed to board the train to Doncaster, and there was a hell of a lot of stuff there. I was very happy over the stuff that I've got. So I went into 2 stores, CEX and Cool Spot. I will actually show the Cool Spot stuff first. So we begin with just a single game on PSP, Tekken Dark Resurrection. So this is the Tekken game on your PSP. You can take it with you on the go. As you got most of the characters in the game there. Got one Dreamcast title, which is the first Spider-Man, based on the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. Sorry for the glare, I've got the light on. I've also got Spider-Man 2 on GameCube. So this is basically to go with that. And there's the receipt. It's just the receipt and the manual and all that.
Next up we have is some of the PS2 stuff. MTX Motor Tracks, which is a very interesting game that I got. And that one was £5, this one was £4. I should probably mention, though, the person that was serving us took an awfully long time. 40 minutes. 40 bloody minutes just to get these, just a way to pay for these games. I don't know what on earth they were doing, but they were taking the mickey. Like, you should not be waiting that long. I mean, CEX, they basically did about 2 or 3 minutes flat. Absolutely crazy. The Weakest Link, another game show, this from the BBC. I had no idea there was a PS2 version of this, because this is on PS1 as well. Now, obviously, I don't really need to get the PS1 version, because it's pretty much the same game as this. But yeah, I mean, I think it also recently just came back as well. With a completely different host, of course, because Anne Robinson left. And then Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. This is the only one that actually isn't complete, because it does not have the manual. I don't think that matters too much, because it's Wallace and Gromit, based on the movie of the same name. And yet another, and Who Wants to Be Millionaire again, but it's the party edition, and it supports the Buzz Buzzers as well. That's very interesting. I might actually get the Buzz games one day, because I do actually remember enjoying those. There we are. So yeah, afterwards I went to CEX, and there were a lot of good stuff there. So let's have a look at them. Beginning of the DS. Actually, before I get to the games, I've got DVD games. Yeah, do you remember those interactive DVD games? Those used to be a fad, didn't they? So here we have Who Wants to Be Millionaire Again? But this is the 3rd edition, the Family Picture Edition. Because I think I have the 5th edition. I think I showed that one off previously. So now I have 2 of these. I might actually try and get the other ones. It's in pretty fantastic condition, though. I don't think anybody's played with it. Next up, another all-time favourite game show of mine, Bullseye, or Classic Bullseye, with good old Jim Bowen and Tony Green. So yeah, this is the one that actually has them in it, because there was another DVD game that did not have them, and it was kind of a bit crap. I'm curious to see if this is any better. And The Weakest Link again, but in DVD, interactive DVD format. And this isn't one I actually see too often. And nothing fancy in there. Right, we can get on with the actual video games now. So for the last time, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire again? But this is the 1st edition on your Nintendo DS. And it's also on the Wii as well, but personally I think it just fits the DS more than the Wii, if you ask me. And all complete with Chris Tarrant holding the DS. And then he holds, I think, the Wii remote for the Wii one. This one I was very happy to find. It's SpongeBob's True Four Square for £4. That is £2.50. So yeah, I played the Wii version of this, and I wasn't too particularly impressed by it. I think it was basically just a weaker version of Battle for Bikini Bottom and the movie game The Heavy Iron did. I've heard the DS version is surprisingly meant to be pretty decent, though, so I'm actually quite curious to check this one out. In fact, I might actually start checking it out tomorrow once I've done with this video. Speaking of SpongeBob, we've got SpongeBob's Boating Bash on the Wii. Basically, Destruction Derby, Twisted Metal style sort of gameplay, but with SpongeBob's Squarey Pants. Or SpongeBob's SquarePants twist. And then we got 2 games on the PS2. Sean Palmer's Pro Snowboarder. This is actually the 2nd copy I had to get for this, because the first one I had, the cover looked a bit dirty and the disc didn't work. It just stayed stuck on the loading screen and that was it. Luckily, I did check this as soon as I got back, and you'll be happy to know the disc does actually work. So I'm very happy to hear that. And lastly, I think this one, well, you can already see it now, but this is probably my favourite purchase of the day. It is Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure. for 10 quid. It's essentially Tony Hawk, but you take Tony Hawk out, you replace him with Woody and Simba and Tarzan, a bunch of Disney characters in them, and they all get on their skateboards and go skating and have a jolly good old time. And it's in pretty lovely condition as well. So there you go. That is my video game pickups video for February. Pretty fantastic stuff here. I'm more than happy to I've had a lovely day out in Doncaster, and yeah, pretty much a perfect way to end the month. So until the next one, I will see you guys next time. Until then, bye-bye.